Ravens make a move. They add Pro Bowl running back Dalvin Cook to the roster before the playoffs. Let's get y'all thoughts. How y'all feel about the move? Potential impact for the playoff run.
I mean, I think it's a great move, specifically because we lost J.K. Dobbins, we lost Keaton Mitchell, and it just never feels like we replaced those skill sets. The Kenyon Drakes of the world, we tried, we took a flyer on that, didn't work out. Melvin Gordon, he's been on the practice squad a lot this season, and he does has familiarity with the offense. But he's 30 years old. He has a career long fumbling issue dating back to Wisconsin, and it's I just wasn't enthused about him potentially being a key piece in the playoffs if a Gus or a Justice Hill suffers an injury, right? In that scenario, Melvin Gordon becomes very relevant. So I was very happy to see when Dalvin Cook became available, EDC and the Ravens kind of swooped on him. He's a South Florida kid. He has familiarity with some of the South Florida people or players on the team. We don't have to pay him much. He signed a $7 million deal with the Jets. They're on the hook for that. He's fresh, basically didn't underutilize, unused, just withering away in New York. And rightfully so. Brees Hall is the future, um, potential top five back in this league. So that was understood, but we ain't got those problems. He's the same age as Gus Edwards. He can come in, provide both rushing and receiving threat. Thing with Gus Edwards, he's not really providing both. And the rushing is, it's not Dalvin Cook. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. It's not Dalvin Cook. You've seen Dalvin Cook's resume, yo. Like I ain't really got to sit there and do the Dalvin versus Gus shit. With
That's
this
why.
offensive line and with Lamar Jackson opening holes, I'd like to see it. It just depends on how quick he can get acclimated in the offense. And obviously, we don't need him to be a 90% snap running back. If he can give us 30 to 40% snap share, provide some versatility, catch passes out the backfield, give us some rushing prowess, give us that experience as we're in a playoff run. Um, I would love to see it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're talking about a running back who since 2019 up until this year was a 1,000 yard rusher. Um, this year he saw his least workload with 67 carries. Hasn't seen that low of a workload since his rookie year where he got injured and only played 4 games. So, like Nick alluded to, he's relatively fresh. Um, the excitement for me with Dalvin Cook is one, the offensive line and the run scheme he'll be in, but also his ability to catch passes out of the backfield as well. Like he people can say what they want about this year, but I mean, it was just last year we were talking about Dalvin Cook being a top 5, top 10 running back in this league. So to add that to a team that's already explosive, to give us, in my opinion, another dynamic because he's a little bit more dynamic than Gus. Um, all chips in, like we all in, like, and that's what that's showing me. In years past, we've said, why haven't we gone out and got such and such? Why haven't we done this late? Like this year, we're all in, and you can't ask for more as a fan. And I'm looking forward to it. The benefit of it is, I mean, we off until like January 20th, so he's got like 2.5 weeks to pick up the offense. Like Nick said, he's not coming in and expected to play 80, 90% of the snaps. Like, we just need you to be good for those 20 to 25 plays that you out there, if that. And if you do that, um, Scott could be the limit for this team for sure.
Yeah, man. I mean, Dalvin Cook speaks for itself, and it just shows kind of the approach we have to this season. I mean, if you look at it, teams tried to close the door on Jadeveon Clowney. Teams tried to close the door on Calvin Noy, so on and so forth, and they were able to come to the Ravens and kind of not rejuvenate, but basically rejuvenate their careers, change their career paths, change their narratives, and this is another opportunity on a prime time spotlight. This playoff run, everybody's going to be watching, and if he can come in and show some good tape, I think that'll um, be important for him in his next steps of his career as well. Um, and I kind of people were mentioning, oh, this is Le'Veon Bell and Devontae Freeman and Latavius Murray. I'm like, yo, y'all gotta understand.
Le'Veon. Wow,
Them,
he
Nah,
did play for
we
y'all.
ain't gonna say that.
I
them,
forgot about that.
yeah, the difference is they was just happy to be here, right? So, Dalvin Cook was pissed in New York. He was a malcontent. Now, mind you, he was a good teammate. You know, he's always going to be a good locker room guy. But as far as him versus the front office, him versus coaching, he was pissed. He was like, yo, y'all brought me here and y'all got me out here not doing shit,
Mhm.
having me look like I'm washed. And I was just demanding 10, 12 million on the open market. Like I was asking for that. I got 8 from y'all. And then now I ain't never gonna be able to touch 8 again because this season is this season now. So, you know, that shows me what he feels about himself. Again, I brought up those other examples because again, at a certain point in their career, they was just happy to be signed. They ain't give a fuck. Y'all don't gotta give me 1 carry. Y'all don't gotta give me 15 carries. I'm just happy that I'm making a little bit of bread off this football shit still. He was not that guy. So that tells me that he still believes he can be effective. And we'd love to see it.
Depending on how this playoff run goes, is would you see a future for Dalvin in Baltimore past January, February, whenever y'all leave?
Yeah, it's too soon. It's too soon. I mean, obviously, if he shows well, it's a consideration. I mean, we might have to go younger at that position anyway, just because the J.K. Dobbins of the words, had a catastrophic injury. We really don't have a running back of the future unless Keaton is considered that, and he's coming off the tear of the ACL. So we may be looking in the draft, but I mean, again, he's the same age as Gus Edwards. He turned 28 in August, so he's not old. I mean, I know that the NFL is trying to age running backs, but again, there's a place in this league for Dalvin Cook, just like there's a place in this league for Ezekiel Elliott. Ask Dallas. They still trying to score a red zone touchdown through the ground.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. Well, hopefully he doesn't do shit for y'all.
Get that hate out your heart.
Nah, I mean, hey, dog. I wasn't gonna let y'all kumbaya and not get my shot in. All right, Keith.
What's your thoughts about his addition?
He's better than anything y'all got right now.
Okay.
So it's a plus. Given what Lamar can do with his legs, the offensive line isn't the best, but you looking at Dalvin, maybe he can create something out of nothing a couple times a game. Like, you don't need him to be 2018 Dalvin Cook. The man is Lamar. You just got to be better than Gus. Be more explosive than Gus. And I think he can do that.
Sure.
Yeah, I think he can do that. But again, I'll close off. I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't. I hope he's Melvin Gordon 2.0. I hope when they get out there, you won't be able to tell the difference. Dreads and all. Oh, shit.